voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. This week in the Buffalo Stampede television show, how about the Colorado men's basketball team? They're as hot as anybody in the Pac-12 right now. Women's basketball, Kennedy Leonard finally back. We'll chat with her as she played against Arizona and gets ready for the final homestand of the season against the Washington Schools. And the CU Lacrosse team has got its season underway, coming off a big victory. We'll talk with senior Miranda Stinson as well. Coming up right now on the Buffalo Stampede. There's the alley-oop, the catch, and the slam by Bey over the top. Comes out the right side, shoveled off, foul line jumper by Banning, and it's up and good for him. And he slams and throws it down with two hands. Top to McKinley, shot clock is at 2. That one pulls up, 3 ball and away. Oh, what a shot by McKinley Wright! Ice water.
Baby. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, some great images as the Buffs at that time won their 4th consecutive ball game. First time they'd ever done that, by the way, in Pac-12 regular season play. They end up with a sweep over the Arizona Schools. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, point guard McKinley Wright joining us. You guys are on a little bit of a roll, 5 straight now.
Yeah, trying to keep this thing going, man. Yeah. Just staying connected, staying together, and fighting.
What do you think has been the key during this stretch? What's changed? If you could whittle it down to one thing, what do you think clicked for this team after starting out 2-6 in league play?
We started guarding. We all told each other before the Oregon game that we loved each other and we wanted to finish the season strong for each other. So ever since then, we've just been rolling. We've been guarding and rebounding like crazy. So we keep doing those 2 things, taking care of the ball, and I think we got a good chance against anyone in this league. Assistant
coach Kim English used the word, you guys are playing connected. I think that's an interesting way of describing it.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we playing super unselfish, rebounding for each other, helping box out, making the extra pass. It's just so many things. We really connected right now.
You know, and that may be the case. One thing, though, we were talking during the radio broadcast on Sunday with the win over Arizona. Your numbers since you've come back from the injury. You missed the Utah game. That was a loss on the road for the Buffaloes. Since you've come back, your numbers have been up across the board, especially your shooting numbers. What do you think's going on there?
I live in the lab. I'm always here every day before practice, 30 to 45 minutes, getting shots up. Shoot after practices. Before the game, I'm here 2 hours early shooting. And then it was after the Oregon State game. I was 6 for 7 from the field, and we lost the game. And after the game, my teammates in the locker room told me, in order for us to win, I have to be more aggressive. And when I'm hot like that, I have to shoot the ball more, basically. So
this guy right here, by the way, if you look at the Pac-12 field goal shooting numbers, the #1 guard in the league at about 53, 54%. A lot of that comes from the fact you're able to penetrate. In fact, we've seen that a lot from you lately, where you kind of pick and choose moments in the ball game where it seems like you're thinking to yourself, okay, my guys need some points at this point in time. Is that what happens?
You know, it comes a time where my teammates like, Ken, let's go. Yeah. Whenever I get their word, you know, I got their confidence, I got my coach's confidence, the whole coaching staff, and you know, when you have all these guys behind you, it just makes my job so easy. So with their support, I mean, you know, I'd be nothing without them. So it all goes to them and them believing in me.
I was going to say, Buffalo's get a nice win over Arizona State and then the victory over Arizona. You know, one thing during the downtime these guys do, you're not going to believe this. They've got very emotionally intense ping pong matches. And we caught up with one of the assistants on the staff, Bill Cartun, and Tyler Bey playing this blood sport.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Bill.
And we're about to play ping pong for the pregame.
It's going to be letting loose a little bit tonight before the ASU game.
Oh my.
That's one.
God.
2-0?
Yep. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
How you feeling about the game tonight?
Confident.
Feel good?
Excited.
Feel loose?
Of course. Bounty, of course.
Think we'll have a good crowd tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I hope they pack it up.
That's right, 8-0.
Hey, what?
8-0. Come on, man. Don't be cheating on me.
Ping pong really hard.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Getting him loose. Getting him loose. Oh.
Yes, sir. That's my 1 point.
There it is.
My 1 point.
There it is. Not many people can even get the paddle on that. His arms, the length. Game point, man. I'm out. I did get the win.
Yeah, he won.
It was a lot of fun, though. We had some really good competitive points.
Yeah, it was a great pregame warm-up.
We'll be ready for tonight for sure.
Let's go, Buffs.
I'm telling you, those ping pong matches are more intense than what happens out here on the court.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah? Who's the best on the team?
Oh, man. As much as I don't like to say it, Luke is.
Is it right?
Luke's really good. Luke, Coach Cartun, and Coach Boyle, they're the top three. No
Coach
order.
Boyle
Yeah.
is one of the top ping pong players.
Yeah, they're top three for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you fall on the line here?
I'm fourth. I'm fourth. I'm right there. I'm coming.
That seems like an odd deal, though, for you guys. As good as and competitive as you guys are playing basketball, playing ping pong. Where does this come from? Who started this?
I don't know. We have recruits in, or whenever we just have dinners at Coach Boyle's house.
All right.
He has a ping pong table, so we play there. Last year in the dorms, there was a ping pong table in my dorm, and I played Deshaun and Tyler and those guys a lot. So I'm undefeated against Deshaun, so ask him about that. I'm up in the series against Tyler, so I think I got that fourth spot on lock right now.
You know, generally we only do play-by-play of football and basketball. I think we've got to start a ping pong, Colorado ping pong league, a network or something.
For sure.
Hey, one thing about the way you're playing right now, I've said on the broadcast a number of times, Ken, it seems like there's, I don't know if it's a confidence, a comfort level. You have settled down, almost like the game slowed down for you here as of late. I mean, you had that great shot against Arizona State the other night where you kind of lulled Cheatham to sleep and knocked down a three. Does that make sense to you in terms of what you're feeling out there?
Yeah, I think early in the season I was rushing myself. I wasn't being myself. I was trying to make everything come to me at one time.
Do too much.
Yeah, do too much at one time. And I kind of settled down. I had some talks with Coach. Coach English, he helped me out a lot. Just kept me working on my game. Yeah. Kept my confidence up, and like I said, with having these guys behind me, it just makes it easy for me. So, nothing without them, like I said.
All right. Well, keep doing what you're doing. All right.
Got you.
All right. McKinley Wright and the Buffaloes are on the road against Washington State on Wednesday, and then over the weekend, the University of Washington. Coming up next here in the Stampede, the big fella, Evan Batty's going to join us. Crosses over once, twice on his way to the hoop. Kick out short corner left. Pay from 16, and Tyler knocked down to 3, down to 2. Top of the key. Gatling head fake. Defender goes by, fires, and hits from downtown. Right back his head 2. That one pulls up. 3 ball on the way. Oh, what a shot by the. Get it off to Shane Gatling, out to McKinley. Pushes up court. There's the alley-oop. The catch and the slam by Bey over the top. Back in the Buffalo Stampede, we're here at the CU Event Center. Buffs get a sweep at home over the Arizona Schools last Wednesday over Arizona State, and then on Sunday over the University of Arizona by 7 points. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Evan Batty joining us, big fella, who just told me before we went on camera he's getting old. You were 20 years old.
Affirmative. I am getting old.
You got dinged up, though. He went out late in the first half against Arizona State. Nice win by the Buffaloes first up, but kind of take us through that.
I have like a pinched nerve in my back, so we're kind of like working out the kinks on it, and we're taking it day by day. But,
all right.
It's a process, honestly, and we got to trust the process, and it's. I'm getting old because of my back. So whenever somebody asks me, like, how's your back feeling, I'm like, I'm getting old. So.
Sure. Now, you've had to do a lot of treatment over the last few days to kind of make sure you're ready for the Arizona game. Did it feel okay against the Wildcats?
It hurt. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I checked into the game, I'm stretching, kind of like loosen it up a little bit, and I can play. And then when I go out, I'm stretching again, go on the floor, stretch. So it's a lot of preparation to play, and just got to keep at it.
Well, it doesn't help when you have to carry 240-pound guys around the court either when you're out there.
No,
right?
it's not, Mark.
Yeah.
No.
and by the way, it also, he had to make a plane trip late in the week.
Yeah.
Our condolences. He lost a grandmother a while back, and they had a memorial service out east.
Yep.
So when you're 6'8", 265 pounds, stuffing you in a little seat on an airplane's not easy either.
I had the window seat.
Did you get the window exit
way
row?
back, so no, I did not have the exit row.
Well, it's good to have you back out there. You're playing some pretty good basketball right now. You're feeling good about the way you're playing. It seems to me you're evolving and learning in terms of how you deal with the big bodies you got to play against.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, I can always improve on, stop turning the ball over. I mean, I don't have a lot of turnovers, but the turnovers I do have is well avoided. I can be more careful, and I'm just using my angles to score and really passing the ball well, I think. So I'm like I don't think score first. I think my teammates first.
Sure.
So, just playing for them defensively and offensively is key.
He's been playing some great basketball against those big bodies inside for the Buffaloes, who have now won 5 in a row. We're going to talk more about that with Evan. Oh, yeah. Buffaloes now at 7-6 in Pac-12 conference play. One of the guys that takes care of all these fellas is Nick Sprouse. He's the equipment manager for basketball. He's the guy that gets here first and leaves last every single day.
Hi, I'm Nick Sprouse. I am the Director of Equipment for Olympic Sports. Currently today we are working with men's basketball. So one of the first things we're going to do today is go and put all the uniforms in their lockers. Today we're going to wear gray. Nice little piece here. One of my favorites. All our uniforms have a little message in the bottom. For the gray, it's a buff for life. Also is their warm-up. Some guys like the short sleeve, some guys like the long sleeve. We just kind of hang it up here in front, so it looks real nice. No equipment room is complete without our friend the sewing machine. Today I'm working on patching together some polar vests. During practices we'll monitor their heart rates. So washers and dryers, you have these at home. Probably not quite what I have. What we try to do obviously is to extend the life of our practice gear and our uniforms as far as we can. We'll also have to put the balls out on game day, the sticky pad that goes out there. We also put out the mops that you'll see the ball kids use. And then just generally make sure that the guys are wearing what they're supposed to wear when they go out on the court. So game's over, we won, yay. So now all our real dirty work starts. So we've already got some piles going. The managers are bringing laundry in from the locker room. Shorts, jerseys, and warm-ups. We'll have 5 or 6 loads to do, and I won't leave until those are done. So generally, I'm here 5 or 6 hours after the game's over. So if anybody's that bored that late at night, come by and say hi.
Yeah, Nick Sprouse does a great job for the Buffaloes, making sure they're uniformed from head to toe. Yep. Buffs have won 5 in a row now. What do you think has changed for this team over this 5-game winning streak?
I think our toughness and our ability to play for 40 minutes. Because I always talked about it. I've always answered questions from the media about it. Just we got to be tough and we got to play for 40 minutes. So that alone is holding us, over our opponents.
I love the line. I mentioned this to McKinley here just a moment ago. Kim English, the assistant coach of the Buffaloes, says our team is playing connected basketball right now. Connected.
We love each other, and it really shows. It really shows on how we play. We're making the extra pass, being help on defense. It's a beautiful thing to watch, honestly.
Yeah, Buffalo's now going to go on the road. They've got Washington State and Washington before coming home with 3 games to wrap up the regular season against the LA schools and Utah. Key to go out and kind of take what you've been doing now for 5 games on the road.
We can try. I mean, we're definitely looking forward to it, and Washington State is playing some pretty good basketball right now. Yeah. So Washington's always been good there at the top of the Pac-12 right now. So we look forward to those games and hope we can get wins.
Is there a sense, though, down the stretch of the season now with 5 games left, you guys can really make some noise here? Maybe get to the top 4?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, and I think our team believes so. So as long as we keep that belief that we can accomplish great things, I think we can be good.
Well, I think when you're talking about playing connected, playing for each other, loving each other, that travels. And toughness travels, right?
Yeah. Toughness travels, rebounding travels, defense travels. I mean, some nights you're not going to make shots. And being tough being tough can mean so many things. I mean, you can be tough mentally and physically and all that. So.
All right. Well, always love having you on.
Thank you.
Not so much with the Eagles jersey on.
Okay.
That's Evan Batty. He and the Buffaloes have won 5 straight as they head out on the road against the Washington Schools this week. Speaking of being on the road, we're going to talk lacrosse next. And Ann Elliott and the CU women's lacrosse team got a huge victory last weekend. We'll touch on that next.
As a goal for Colorado, that's going to do it for this top 20 women's lacrosse matchup. Colorado, they won 18-3 last year. They win by double digits this year, 17-6, the final score.
Back at the Buffalo Stampede, I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. The CU lacrosse team got its season underway last week with a loss against the Florida Gators. Bounced back with a top 25 victory on the road against Virginia Tech down in Blacksburg. A Virginia native joining us, by the way, Miranda Stinson, senior for the Colorado Buffaloes. Well, you got to go back home, play a fantastic game, get a nice win. Good road trip for the Buffaloes.
Very good.
Yeah?
We were thrilled to get this win, and big team.
Yeah, coming off a loss against the Florida Gators the week before. I know you guys got something to kind of go out and prove a little bit. Motivated team going in to play Virginia Tech, right?
Yep. It was a big team win. We had a lot of energy going into the game.
Yeah, and you ended up being the offensive player of the week in the Pac-12.
That's right.
4 goals and assists. Kind of take us through a game like that, how the whole contest unfolded against the Hokies.
We just came out firing. I mean, the Hokies are a really great team, and they have a really high-pressure defense, so we were just moving the ball and shooting the gaps.
Yeah. What are the Buffs doing well early this season? I know you're only a couple of games in, but what are you guys doing well right now?
Well, we're doing really well on defense. We've got some great leaders on defense. Julia Lacella and Olivia Ashman, senior captains. They've been running the defense really well.
How about you being a senior? You take more responsibility? Being in your
Lots more
final year, knowing that you got to be one of the leaders on this team?
Yes, lots more responsibility. I have to watch all of my body language because all the other girls follow what I'm doing. So
right.
Yeah.
How about being a Virginia native, going back and getting a win in Blacksburg? Do you have a lot of family there?
I have my close family, but a lot of my close friends go there, and it was just an honor to come back and play in front of them.
How did you end up becoming a Buffalo here in Boulder, Colorado, being from Virginia?
I have no idea. I got an offer to come out, and I was actually visiting Denver, and then I came up to Boulder, and I just fell in love with it.
Yeah, best decision you ever made, right?
Yep.
Yeah, being a Buffalo. We're going to continue talking a little lacrosse. They've got a couple of big home matches, and Mother Nature may play a little role in what's coming up this weekend here in Boulder. But last weekend, the CU men had the Arizona schools in town, and it was the Ricardo Patton-era reunion. We caught up with the former head coach of the Buffaloes and some of his former players.
We got an email probably about a year ago about when to organize it from the organizer, and we got in touch with each other and said, hey, who's going? Enough guys wanted to come out, and so it's good to see all the guys that actually could make it. As you get older, your life gets spread across. There's jobs, families, that kind of stuff. But the guys that made the sacrifice, these dudes behind me, it's great to see them. You see guys you haven't seen forever. It's like it hasn't changed. The conversations will stay the same. I saw Coach Patton. When I first saw him, there was tears in my eyes. I mean, that's the kind of love I have for him and the university and then the time I spent here.
Them coming to practice yesterday, it was good sitting down with them at lunch, just picking their brains and knowing the history they set here and knowing their hard work here. So it was really good just to have those guys back, and they were family.
So I'm very proud of you guys. I will continue to follow this program as long as I live, and keep doing your thing, okay?
You forget the games, you forget hard practices. What you remember is the teammates, the guys. And that's what I miss. No one really misses shooting baskets. We miss seeing each other. We miss, the grind, the road trips, the film sessions. That's what we miss with each other.
Thanks for having us back. Yeah.
Family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.
Good to see former coach Ricardo Patton, a lot of former Buffs back for that reunion as we continue talking a little lacrosse. Buffs coming off that 17-6 victory at Virginia Tech against the top 25 team. Got a couple of big ones as we continue with Miranda Stinson here coming in this week in Stony Brook, number 6 in the country, 3 o'clock on Friday. And then we got Michigan coming up at noon on Sunday. You got a pretty tough schedule here early on this season. I mean, there's no easy ones in this deal.
No, there's not. We wouldn't want it any other way, though. It's really exciting for us.
The way this program has kind of set the bar here in the first few years, again, when Coach came in and started this thing from scratch, I mean, she set a pretty high bar, didn't she?
Yep, very high bar, and she has very high expectations for us.
Do you, when you have games like this, do you kind of relish the fact you're playing against the best in America?
Yeah, it's awesome to be playing such high competition.
Now, by the way, that Friday game with Stony Brook, Mother Nature may play a role in this thing. They're talking about maybe some weather affecting things where you could have to be in the IPF. How does that change the game when you're playing indoors like that?
Honestly, we love playing indoors. I mean, Colorado, our spring season, it's kind of still winter here. And even playing Florida, just standing there, we were getting cold, and it's nice that we have these awesome facilities to go indoors.
Yeah, so that may happen, by the way. Make sure you continue to go to cubuffs.com. We'll keep you up to date in terms of what Mother Nature is going to play in that role. How about Michigan coming in? Big Ten team coming in, power program, great challenge for Colorado.
Yep, and former CU assistant coach is their head coach, Hannah Nielsen, so it's always fun to see her and play against their team.
That's right. Well, it's going to be a big weekend. Stony Brook again. Make sure you check on the weather. Could be an indoor match against Stony Brook on Friday and then on Sunday against Michigan. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Miranda Stinson joining us as the lacrosse team has got its season underway here in Boulder. We're going to take a timeout. We're talking women's basketball. Kennedy Leonard. It was great to see one of the great Buffs of all time back in the court last weekend down in Tucson. We'll talk to her next on the Stampede.
On the zone, and there's a takeaway. Good D for Colorado. Leonard outrunning. Graham was there, lofts it up the and one.
Welcome back to the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. We continue talking about basketball, women's basketball. Look who's back. Haven't we missed you for a while? Kennedy Leonard is with us. Good to see you back in the court this past week. And how are you?
I'm pretty good, actually. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was 10 games away for you.
Yeah, it was way too many games away, but I'm back now, so that's what matters.
As much as you love the game, that couldn't have been easy for you, though.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. I mean, especially just sitting there watching and not be able to play, and you kind of feel like helpless. You know, you want to go in, but you can't.
Right.
You know you can't, that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to be the best leader and teammate I could be on the bench while I could. But, yeah.
You know, I had a similar conversation with McKinley. Now, he only missed a game and a half, but I said to him, you got a kind of a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Now, you've always been a basketball junkie, so for 10 games, you had a chance to sit on the sidelines and watch. What did you learn about yourself and this team, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I want to coach anymore after being on the sidelines. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, it is tough. You kind of see the ins and the outs, and you see different things and the frustration when people come off the court and stuff like that. So to be able to kind of speak to them in those moments when usually you're on the court and you can't help them, I hope that it makes an impact, and I think that they all learned hopefully how to play, you know, without me on the court and get ready for kind of next year and stuff like that.
Buffs dropped 2 ball games at the Arizona schools, the last Friday at Arizona State, and then, of course, on Sunday against Arizona. Now, you didn't play against the Sun Devils.
No, I didn't.
Give us a thought or two about what you saw from your team, though, Megan.
I mean, we fought hard in the second half. The first half we were kind of down in energy and stuff like that, but the second half we came out and we fought. Arizona State's a really good team, ranked in the top 15. We played them pretty close at home last game, but I think, yeah, we just came out a little slow and we were never able to kind of catch up to them. But the effort was there. It's always there. So to see it there again, I mean, it's pretty good.
This team has had fight in it all season long. There's been a lot of trying this team.
Yeah.
It's just kind of coming up a little bit short. Little things here and there, hasn't it been?
Yeah, and that can get really tough. You know, you lose by 2, you lose by 6. You're in close games all year, and then you lose them at the end. And that plays, you know, a really big mental role. So to be able to kind of stick together after those losses and try to, you know, compete for the next ones, I think is really tough. But it says also a lot about you as a team.
Kennedy Leonard back, though, on Sunday and lost to Arizona. We'll talk about that. The other side is the Buffs now looking at their final home stretch, by the way, with 2 games coming up this weekend. But also, going on simultaneously, the tennis team is getting things underway. We caught up with them as they took on UNC.
So today we're here at the Boulder Country Club. We're playing against University of Northern Colorado. We came out pretty strong in the doubles, 1 and 3, played really well. They got their matches done super quick. Me and Sarah were 4-3 down, but on serve, but playing some good tennis. Going into singles, everyone was pretty fired up. We wanted to win really badly.
I played a pretty good match. The girl was really good. She was really tricky to play. Changed up her game a lot, so I had to adapt to that. We have a huge crowd with us today, which is so amazing. Loving the support and everything after every point.
The crowd has been unbelievable. Obviously, I've been struggling today. I have a sore wrist, wasn't playing that well. But yeah, everyone upstairs brought a lot of noise, and it definitely eases off the pressure, knowing that I've got people up there that are really supporting me.
I'm not used to the coaches being on court, like from juniors, know about coaches to be on court, so the support is there. Every change of ends, in between points, they tell you what to do. They know what you're feeling. They tell you to calm down. It's such a change from what I'm used to, and it is so helpful.
I didn't play my best tennis. obviously, but I got the win, and that's all that matters. And Sarah and Belle also did a very good job to win. So yeah, so far a good day. And hopefully we'll keep improving and get some more wins.
And we continue talking women's basketball with Kennedy Leonard, who was back against Arizona on Sunday down in Tempe, or down in Tucson, I beg your pardon. Now, you went out and played 12 minutes.
Yeah.
My guess is they probably had to pull back in the reins a little bit on you.
Yeah, I mean, I would have played all 40 if they let me, but yeah, they told me originally only 3 minutes, but I played 12, so I got 9 extra minutes, which was pretty nice. I'm sure my trainer was like, oh no, don't put her in, take her out, but the whole bench was like, keep her in, keep her in. So it was a battle of the coaches and the team, but I mean, it's whatever's best for the team, and in those 12 minutes, I try to just produce as best I could and try to be a good energy spark for the team.
Ended up scoring 5 points in those 12 minutes of action. Did you feel rusty when you got out there?
Yeah, a little bit. The first 30 seconds, I was like, oh my God, I'm not built for this anymore. I've lost all my,
you're getting
my
so
ability.
old,
yeah. But then I kind of got into the flow of it, and I felt more like myself. And I think as I get back into it, and more minutes I get to play, the more I'll feel like that.
You know, the one thing I've been impressed with, I think we talked with Maya Holly show on the radio show last week about this, getting that nice win over USC. This season in conference play hasn't unfolded like you wanted it to, but it says something about the character of this team, the way you guys stay together.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about it, we've lost games, by 2 points, 6 points, just really, really little losses, and I think that can really get to you, but I think at the same time, us always coming back and always fighting and sticking together and not turning on each other or the coaches, I think that speaks more volumes than the losses do.
The final homestand of the regular season of your career this weekend with Washington State, Washington. When I say that, what comes to mind?
Wow, probably. I'm old, and it went by fast. Obviously, missing the last 10 games. The last home games I played were a month and a half ago. So I'm just going to try to enjoy the moment, me and Lex, and we're going to try to get 2 wins out of the weekend.
Well, and that's been a tough thing. You come back, and then Lex goes down with a leg injury against Arizona.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Lex, come on,
You're supposed
dude.
to play together.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm finally back, and you leave. Like, that's not how it's supposed to happen. But we're hoping that, she gets healthier this week, and I get back to full strength, then we can both play, and the whole team can be at full strength for this weekend's games.
All right, when you walk out here in that final game against Washington, are you going to shed a tear?
Maybe after the game.
Yeah.
Before, I'm just going to be thinking, I hope to God we win this one. It's my last time here. So, yeah, I mean, after I might. But during, I think I'll be pretty focused on getting the win.
All right. That, and then of course, the Pac-12 Conference Tournament.
Yep. Yeah. That should be really fun. It's always fun. It's in Vegas this year, so a new place. But I think that sometimes the underdogs are the ones who kind of come in and shock most people. So I'm hoping that we can do that.
I like it. Great to see you back in the court.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Senior Kennedy Leonard. Tennessee women have got Washington State and Washington coming up this weekend. The men, by the way, not so coincidentally, on the road against the same 2 schools on Wednesday and on Saturday in Seattle. As we put a wrap this week on the Buffalo Stampede, on Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.